Okay, so next part is 1 Peter 3:18. Hey, so yeah, next verse is 1 Peter 3:18. Great, yeah, if you wouldn't mind reading that. And then while they're reading that, I'm going to draw a cross across our bridge, and I'm going to cross out the word sin, and I'm going to write Christ. So this is what I just wrote while they were reading the bridge. I crossed out sin, wrote Christ, drew a cross, and wrote 1 Peter 3:18. For the wages of sin is death, but the free gift of God is no. That's Romans 6:23. For Christ also died for sins once for all, the just for the unjust, in order that he might bring us to God, having been put to death in the flesh, but made alive in the spirit. Hey, thanks for reading that for me. You're welcome. So according to that verse, why did Christ die? And this is always challenging to people because they actually just start to like. You can always see their head. They're like trying to come up with a great answer, and then you can be like, "Oh, you can cheat. Just read. What does it say?" And they're looking at it, they're like, oh, he died just for the unjust? Yeah, he died just for the unjust. And usually I have to help them with this, say, in order to what? Because the verse says, in order to bring us to God. So in order to what? In order to bring us to God. Okay, great. Christ brings us to God. Do you mind if I write that down? And they usually say yes. So Christ brings us to God. So then I say, yeah, so it says the just for the unjust. So who in this illustration is unjust? And hopefully it's obvious, but like, oh, well, we got everyone on this side who's all sinned. They've all deserved death. And even though they've done these good things. So who would you say is unjust in this illustration? And if you have to help them, yeah, me, yeah, everyone. And so who would you say, or who's the unjust? Oh, everyone. Now who's just? And so if they have to think, yeah, well, it says Christ died for sins, the just for the unjust. So then I like to tell the story. Okay, so there we are. We're in court, and you get a parking ticket. So you have to go to court. You get a speeding ticket, whatever. You get in there, and the judge is about to slam the gavel down. You're in the hole, 150, $200, whatever. And I burst in there for you, man. I'm a great friend. I burst in there, running, judge, stop, stop. I will pay the ticket. Put it on my record. And the judge is like, whoa, man, you are so kind, John. And then he just has this thought. So he just grabs my file, and it's this thick file, and he grabs it, and he sees all these unpaid tickets. And he's like, wait a minute. You can't pay this guy's ticket. You got so much crap on yourself. And all of a sudden then I'm in jail with you. You know, I can't pay your ticket. I can't help you out. I'm in debt myself. And then Jesus comes in there, and he has no parking tickets. He has no speeding tickets. His record's clean, always been clean. And he says, hey, I'll take the tickets. I got them. And so that's kind of this idea of the just for the unjust. The one who doesn't have debt and isn't in trouble for the one who is in trouble. So then I like to ask, okay, so cool, we got this illustration. The verse says that Christ brings us to God. But can't, so then I like to ask him, can't other people bring us to God, like pastors or like missionaries or people like that? And as they think about that, and just I love to hear what they have to say about that. And so I say, so do you think, and if they remember what they say, I say, well, do you think you could cross out like Christ's name and put your pastor there? Like, do you think your pastor could help you come over to God? What do you think it was about Christ that he was the only one able to bring us to God? Well, yeah, because he was the only one who was just. So I'm just trying to help them make those connections. So then I say, okay, I'm going to put only in front of this. Only Christ brings us to God. So I like to add that right there.